Hi there, thanks for joining me today. I'm Catherine from over here, up here in Canada. Eh? You know what? Us Canadians, we do say a lot, and we don't mind it. And you can joke about it all you want, we don't care, eh? So, yes, if you're new here, welcome. It's the first of the month. It's the 1st of November, so it's time for me to make a little Catherine card. So I'm going to make my card today, and then we will wait a couple of days, and I will see where she's going to travel off to this month. And as ever, the rules are always you have to be a subscriber, and at the end of this video, watch the video, and at the end, you need to make a comment down below, and I will choose from the comments. Well, the random chooser will choose where she's going. So you have to be over 18 as well. So I had to think a little bit. I kind of knew what I wanted to do with little Catherine this month for off onto her trip. And I had a few things I wanted to incorporate because it's November, so I wanted to incorporate poppies. Well, do you think I could find poppies in all the books I have over here, all the flower books I have, wildflower books? Do you think I could find poppies? And I wanted color. And because for Canada on November 11th, we honor what we call Remembrance Day. And on Remembrance Day, we honor those who have served, are serving, and those who gave all for the freedoms we enjoy here in Canada. So on November 11th, we have Remembrance Day. So we honor them all on that day. The alive ones, the ones who survived but have since passed on, because we are losing our the last of our World War II veterans. Anyhow, so I wanted to include a poppy, and I wanted it to be red. So the best I could find was I found this napkin, and it's got poppies on it. So we will be using this napkin, and I want part of that poppy. I'm going to be doing some fussy cutting. So I'm probably going to pause. I'm not going to fast forward. I will pause and fussy cut, and there we go. I'll put that aside. That gets used for other things. I need to see which poppy I want, and I think I want that one. Now, do I have a full water paintbrush handy? And if not, I'm just going to have to use a regular. Oh, there's that gold. I was looking for this the other day, and it's in with my paintbrushes. I mean, I have a whole can just for gold markers, and I wanted that one the other day. And no, I can't find my water paintbrush, and I bet I can't find... All right, I'm going to go find it. Hold on. Okay, we're good. I found a brush. It will do. My water brush is probably in with my urban sketching kit. So, a little bit of water. Let's go around the edge here. And tear this baby out of here. Well, I gotta tell you, it was a life changer learning to use water to tear my tissues and napkin-y things. There we go. All right. Oh, you know what? I need to expand my camera angle for a second because Belle Dandy, yes, you suggested putting tape around the edge, and so that I know that I'm in screen, because I still haven't figured out how to mirror onto my I don't have a laptop up here in my studio. I have a little Chromebook, and I've had no luck, and part of it is I haven't tried very hard. So anyhow, hold on. Now let's see, what do I need to do? I think this will get me. No, that's closer. No. There we go. So I did this, and that hopefully will help me. What I did was I put down packing tape, and then I did the marker on the packing tape. So in case I ever want to pull it up, this isn't permanently on my desk. All right, let's get back to what we were up to. All right, so as I said, there were a few things that I wanted to be able to incorporate into this month's Little Catherine card. I want a bit of tissue just to calm down how white a playing card is. So let's just get some pattern paper, and that will do the trick. For that, hopefully that's big enough. The card I chose this month is this one, and it's a whole bunch of neckties. And the reason it's neckties is November. Not only do I want to incorporate Remembrance Day, but I want to incorporate my dad into this card, because my dad's birthday was in November, and my dad was a veteran. He was in the Royal Canadian Air Force. He was a wireless air gunner, and that was very important to him. And he and the rest of us were very proud of him for his time of service. We're blessed he didn't have to go overseas. He was in the next group that was slotted to go over, and fortunately they declared peace. But they were ready. My mom was packing up and literally had their things in boxes, and my oldest brother was a baby on her hip, and they were ready because at that point they were stationing the Air Force people over in British Columbia. They weren't being sent to Europe. They were being sent to BC to prepare for what was going to be happening over in the Pacific. And thank goodness, as it turned out, Dad, they didn't even have to go to BC. They just... he was able to finish his term and be honorably released and come home to Mom and my brother and live happily ever after together, the two of them. So I want to, so the neckties remind me of my dad, because he went to work every day. He had to wear a suit and tie and a necktie, which is what you did back in the day when you worked in an office. And he managed a printing department. So sadly, he hated his job, but he did his job because he knew that it paid the bills and provided for his family. But he lived for his time at home and his vacation time, and he was able to save his money and retire early. So kudos to him for that. So I chose the King of Hearts since part of this is going to be for him. So I want to tone that down a little bit. I want to still be able to see that King of Hearts. Now I needed my dad. Now I hope I picked a good size for Dad to fit on this card. I think so. I think I can make that work. All right, so I'm going to, and then I've got me. I've got little Catherine's. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to fussy cut little Ernie. My dad's name was Ernest, but he got called Ernie. And here he's just a young man. I believe he was 15 in this photo, and he was so thrilled. He was a cadet at that point. And he said that was the warmest winter coat he had ever owned in his life. It was pure wool. And he was thrilled to get such a warm winter coat. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to fussy cut. Okay, so I've got the fussy cutting done. I did a teeny tiny little Catherine this month, but I figured, you know, this is my dad, so he needs to be the big dad. And I'm the little Catherine, right? That's the way I think of him anyways. Big, strong dad. So that's good, and that's going to fit nicely onto here. I decided to, while I was fussy cutting, I glued this down so that it could dry while I fussy cut. So let's just remove this. I may have to pause again and take someone out for a little powder room, or I guess powder backyard break. You know what it's like. Yeah. I just used glue stick for this. I didn't use Mod Podge. I want to be able to use some distress ink on it, and sometimes Mod Podge doesn't work the best. I think I'm going to have to pause and go help someone take care of a little business. I'll be back again here. There, hold on. Okay, so it was a fake out. That's okay. You know what? It's always worth the try. Let's use some walnut. I want nice and dark. And go around the edges. So yeah, this picture of my dad, that would have been early 40s because he was young. Certainly wasn't old enough to go overseas yet, but he was old enough to start training to be a cadet and be training. That's not going on very dark. I'm wondering if this is drying out. There's oxides everywhere. My crush hunted high and low for me in Buffalo. She hunted high and low in Buffalo. It's just oxide everywhere, but no distress ink. And I think our beloved Tim Holtz is just doing oxides now and not necessarily the ink. All right, so that looks good. Let me see if I want to come closer. That's a bit better. As long as I stay there. Boy. Anyhow, it was, it would have been early to mid 40s. So I'm sure my gran would have been nervous to have her only son enlisted in the war. She had a brother who, although he survived World War I, he came home and died later as a result of lung injuries. And she had a father who fought in I'm trying to remember, the Boer War? Anyhow, he also fought in a war. But her brother fought in World War I. It certainly would have been a worry for my mother. She already had a brother and a sister serving overseas. Her brother was in the army, driving a tank, and her sister was in the entertainment. I'm thinking I want not so much of this, and I'm going to take a chance and tear it dry. And let's cross our fingers, shall we? I want the poppy just in the background. So that would have been frightening. Oh, plus for my mom, her father was serving here in Canada. He enlisted. He was prepared to go because of his age. They chose that he could serve on this side because there was still work to be done over here. So, so he did that. He had already served in World War I over in France for years. There we go. A poppy. Oh, yes. I like that. And there he is. And there's little Catherine. Oh, I'm going to have to move that poppy up, but I don't want to cover the King of Hearts. So if I put the poppy up there, that looks good. I like that. So that would have been, it was just hard on everyone. But in addition, November, Remembrance Day, was also my dad's birthday. And, of all things, for his 32nd birthday, I arrived. So we shared a birthday all those years. I'm looking. I'm looking for a word snippet that that might be appropriate. I'm going to pause because I can take forever with my word snippet board book. Hold on. Okay, I was right. I knew it would take me a long time, but I found the ones that I wanted. And in looking for the word snippets that I wanted. I also actually found a little birthday cake from out of a Dick and Jane book. So now, my dad and I always had chocolate cake. So I've got to make this cake chocolate because vanilla will not do. We did not have vanilla cake. So, and we usually wanted, my mom made the best spaghetti sauce, homemade, from the tomatoes and meatballs, and she was Irish, so her new sister-in-law taught her how to make homemade spaghetti sauce that didn't come out of a jar. And wow, it was good. And then chocolate cake. My side, I liked now we always called it icing, but some people call it frosting. The layer in the middle. My side, I liked more icing in the middle layer, and my dad liked jam. So half of the middle would have jam, and half the middle would have icing. So there we go. Let's do that. All right, so I need to put, I need to ink around the edges of little Catherine and little Ernie. He's not that old there, but it was the perfect picture to use for Remembrance Day because he served. So there, little Catherine's edges are inked. Now let's ink little Ernie's edges. Looking like a handsome air cadet. I don't know if any of you share a birthday with anyone. It's becoming more common now that doctors can sometimes choose what day, and if it happens to be close to a special day, sometimes the birthing parent can choose what day their baby will arrive on. But back then, for me, that was serendipity. Now, let me get a piece of paper. I just want to, I actually think I do want Mod Podge for this part because I want that to be translucent. Let me make sure I'm still in. There we go. Now that I'm inked, I think I'll be safe. And I want my poppy there, with the King of Hearts still showing. There, let's put you there, little poppy. And then I'll show you the word snippets I picked. There, that looks nice. All right, now let's, oh, I gotta glue that down. Oh, I'm getting Mod Podge on my desk. Oh well. Dad, you're worth it. Although he was a very tidy artist. I'm not sure. But he spilled his paint. I still have his paint stool. There we go. Oh, I've got to figure out where I'm going to put this little birthday cake. Maybe down here. Put a little cake right there. And I bet right now this all just looks glowy white. Yes, it does. That's all right. Hopefully it'll show up. And then let's put little Catherine down. And I'm going to put me right there by my dad. Yay! All right, pause again and let this dry. Okay, I think we're fairly dry. And I think that turned out really nice. I think my dad looks very handsome. And I feel very happy to be standing beside him as his 32nd birthday present. I'm liking how this turned out. The poppy in the background for Remembrance Day on November 11th. And a little birthday cake. That still has a bit of wet Mod Podge on it, so that will brighten up a bit as we go. So I've picked out my word snippets. So I think my first one will be remember, because it's for it's all of these are so it's just so perfect, because it's Remembrance Day that I want to be able to honor, but I also want to remember my dad. And again, this one, it serves many purposes because it says brave, and the soldiers, all the service people who served were very brave and are very brave, who are serving right now. And I also chose thank you to the service people, and also thank you for being my dad and sharing your birthdays with me for all those years. And I've been saving this for something special. Of all the fluky word snippets to find, I found our birthday, November the 29th. So I'm thinking I might run that up the side. Right there. It's a lot of word snippets, but you know what? It's a lot a month. So there's a lot of important things to be able to fit. Uh-oh. There we go. Boy, that could have been, if I hadn't stood up, we never would have seen all of that. So those are my word snippets I've chosen. So let's glue those down. Now I'm going to use, I think, my arm's right in the way. I'm just going to put a bit of Mod Podge And I'm going to put remember up there, like that. But I have to be gentle. I don't want to tear it. So, for Remembrance Day, and to remember my dad. And then brave, for all the brave service people over the years, past and present, and for my dad. Then let's turn this way. I can't believe, I can't even remember what book I found that in. But I put it aside because I knew that someday I was going to want to use, how can you not use November the 29th? Put that up the side. For my dad's birthday and mine. Such a strange thing. It's like that saying where all the joy and happiness of having a special birthday like that, sharing it with someone you love, and then when they're gone, yeah, it hurts. But then it feels, then you remember them eventually with a smile on your face. And of course, thank you. Over the birthday cake for sharing his birthday with me. I know people who must, like twins. I have twins. It's very important when they share their birthday and make their plans together for their arrival day. That was very exciting. And they were one day shy of landing on their grandmother's birthday. She was born the day before. And now, wouldn't that have been something to have twins born on your birthday? There we go. Oh, I think that turned out nice. So that's a lot of word snippets, but you know what? It's an important card. So let me stand up and make sure that we can see. So it's on a card with neckties for my dad. On the King of Hearts with a poppy in the background and a birthday cake. There's my dad in his Air Force cadet's uniform because he was younger then. He eventually became a sergeant. And little Catherine. And remember. And brave. And November the 29th. And thank you. So today is Tuesday, November 1st. I'm going to do the draw on Friday, whatever day that is. Let me look that up on my calendar here. And normally I would do the draw in the morning, but Kirby and I have our puppy class in the morning on Friday. So we will, oh, no, our puppy class is in the afternoon. All right, so I will be doing the draw on Friday, November 4th. I'm going to do it at 10 o'clock my time, which is New York time. even though I'm just east of Toronto. And so you'll have until 10 a.m. to be over 18, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below. You can just say hi. You can just say, you can put a little emoticon if you're shy. That's fine. But there's got to be a comment, or else the generator, the website that I use, it makes the choice from the comments. So there we go. Thanks for joining me today. And thank you for joining me today. And we'll see where little Catherine and Big Ernie are heading off to for the month of November. We'll find out on Friday. Yay! Take care, everyone. We'll talk soon. Bye.